Morning, Monday morning. We've had a lovely 2 days at this temporary holiday site run by the Camping and Caravanning Club. We're going to move on now to Cromer, which is not far, about 6-7 mile away. Then head down towards the coast, probably to somewhere like Great Yarmouth, probably. We don't know yet, but no doubt you'll see where we're going. It's called Cromer on the in Norfolk, on the east coast. That second caravan inn. Nice little spot this, but you can't park overnight, unfortunately. Never been to Cromer before, so I'll give you a bit of history about Cromer. Not a lot, but a little bit. Cromer gets its name from the glacial ice age in North Europe, and it was the period of the Cromerian ice age, so it says. So hence the reason why its name's Cromer. It's been a seaside resort since the 19th century, and they reckon that King Edward VII, or was to be King Edward VII, played golf here a lot. Apparently Arthur Conan Doyle, who come here, had the inspiration to write The Hound of the Baskervilles. Considering this sea is it's quite vast in one way or another from here to the Netherlands, they reckon this was part of Doggerland many years ago, before the waters, no doubt before the glacial melt. This was, I think it was land here, and it was called Doggerland. And they reckon they could prove that other creatures, really, they've dug them up, the bones of Siberian tigers. Oh, sorry, saber-toothed tigers. Wasn't far off. Pier in the distance, it has obviously a pavilion on the end of it. Right at the very end is a lifeguard. Obviously where they go out and rescue people if they're in distress. But in the Second World War, just before it, the part of that pier was taken out with just planks across it. The only reason they put planks on it was so that they could still use the lifeboat just in case somebody was in distress. And the reason why they did take it out, the Royal Engineers took the section of pier out because they were feared of German invasion. They didn't want the Germans to use it to land any ships. They're sort of a port, really. A lot of the piers that were built around the coastline of the United Kingdom were built for a purpose. They were built so far out the water, a lot of them, especially, say, for instance, Southwold pier. It's probably a good half a mile to 3/4 of a mile out into the ocean, to the sea. And they tried to attract ships from the Victorian days to moor up alongside them, let the passengers off and go and spend some money in the town. Well, the main income of this little village, it must be part of a fishing village as well, is the Cromer crab. It's it was, or may still be, the main income for the fishermen around this area. Well, I do like Cromer. It's a very nice little resort, to be honest with you. I think it's mainly for people of my age and maybe older and a little bit younger. The one with maybe, it's not really, personally I think it's not really suited for families. The beach is quite pebbly, and there's not a lot of, there's some arcades there, but personally I think it's more suited for my age anyway. I liked it anyway, and it's a lot smaller than places like Great Yarmouth or any other resorts on this Norfolk coastline. So we travel on south, down the coast, spend a few hours in Great Yarmouth before paying a brief visit to Ness Point and down for an overnight stop in Southwold. Popped over from Cromer to Great Yarmouth, about 20 odd mile away, not that far. We've just parked up at the side of the road. I've very much doubt you can stay here overnight. This is actually paid, you've got to pay for it here. Now if you go about maybe half a mile to a mile that way, then it's free. Then it's near enough about 1.5 to 2 mile walk inside the town, which is alright. But I didn't know how long we were going to stay here for, so it looks like Sharon's just gone to get a ticket, which is apparently the closest one, which 100 metres away, is Brogues, which has got another 200 metres to get a ticket to park up. It's £3 for 4 hours, which isn't bad actually. So we'll have a mooch round Great Yarmouth and see what Great Yarmouth has to offer. E-scooters are actually illegal in our country. Well, on public roads and stuff, but they're trialling the different countries and cities, different cities and places like that, trialling them out to see if they'll work. So they're actually legal as long as you hire it from a legitimate company. I think Sharon said you've got to go onto Google Earth, so you've got to scan it there, and that's it really. I'm not sure these motorised scooters really work, and I don't mean how they work. They just turn a throttle off, you go, and no doubt there's a brake on them. First of all, you need some training if you've never ever driven on one before, rode one before. Secondly, I'm sure you have to have a legitimate licence, because they are under the traffic laws. You can get done for drink driving on these things, or driving in a public place you're not supposed to. So I'm not exactly sure how they're actually going to work. The sands looks really nice. Yeah, can't break tradition, can I? The reconstruction behind me looks like the Lido. I know the Lido that they're redoing up. Be interesting to see what it's like in a couple of years' time when they finish it off.
The kiddie one, what the kids want.
Great Yarmouth is very similar to Blackpool. Blackpool renovated all the front, but put all the stuff that you can do behind the front, because the front is all clear. If you ever go to Blackpool and walk along the front, the prom is really nice. But here it's different. Where they've got like a golden mile, such as Blackpool, all the stuff, Pleasure Beach and all the cafes and things that the kids can do, and probably adults as well, is all on this strip. That's a very colonial building. My summary of Great Yarmouth, for all it's worth. It's a proper seaside resort. It must be great for young families. Nearly everything's on the front strip. Not like you go to Blackpool, where basically the front strip is brand new really, and most of it's just on the other opposite side of the road, on the main road in Blackpool. But this is mainly on this side of the road, right next to the beach, which is good really, because you can get all the stuff there, all the amusements and all the stuff that the kids want to do, including go on the beach. The beach is massive, by the way. It's lovely and sandy, so you can spend a full day mooching on the beach. If you want to go shopping, then you've got basically one street that leads up to an indoor sort of market, and then a few streets behind. Not a lot really. It's definitely geared up mainly for having a good time and getting on that beach. It is geared for going on the beach more than anything else. Just come through Lowestoft, looking for somewhere to park up so we can have a nosy round, and lo and behold, we've ended up at Ness Point. And Ness Point is the most easterly part of Great Britain. So bit windy here today. We've come to Southwold car park, a bit further down from Lowestoft. We've stuck it here. We hopefully can stay overnight, see what happens. And there's another motorhome there. We'll have some tea and then we'll go and have a walk round.
Southwold is a small town and a civil parish on the English North Sea coast in East Suffolk. It lies at the mouth of the River Blythe, within the Suffolk coast and heaths area of outstanding natural beauty. Southport was mentioned in the Domesday Book as a fishing port. It received its own charter from Henry VIII in 1489.
Looks like a proper little sleepy seaside town this. No doubt it'll come alive when it gets warmer and the kids are off school, but at the moment there's nobody here, only a few walkers.
A fire in 1659 devastated most of the town, creating spaces that were never built on again. Southwold economy centres on services, hotels, holiday lets, catering and tourism, with surrounding areas largely given to agriculture. The town is an important commercial centre with independent shops, cafes and restaurants, and a market on Tuesdays and Thursdays. The writer George Orwell spent time as a teenager in his 30s in Southwold, living at his parents' house. The non-fictional works, including The Road to Wigan Pier, documented his experience of working class life in the north of England, which, as you may know, is my hometown. Just above the beach is a place called Gunhill. 6 18-pounder cannons commemorate the Battle of Sole Bay, fought in 1672 between the British and French fleets on one side and the Dutch on the other. During World War I, it was widely thought that these cannons were one reason why part of the coast was bombarded by the German fleet as a fortified coast. On the 15th of May 1943, low-flying German fighter bombers attacked the town and killed 11 people. Southwold Pier was built in 1900 at 247 metres or 810 feet long. It was long enough to accommodate the Bell steamers that carried trippers along the coast at that time. Just behind the pier is a modern skateboard park, a boating lake and a cafe.